Welcome back to our ongoing series where we make the National Electrical Code easy to understand, especially if you're just getting started in the electrical trade. Today, we're moving into NEC 110.26b, a section titled Clear Spaces. This section is short but extremely important. It tells us that the working space in front of the electrical equipment must remain clear and only used for electrical work. Sounds simple, but it's one of the most commonly violated rules on the job. Let's break it down, what it says, why it matters, and what you need to know in the field. Let's start with a simplified version of the actual code. The working space required by this section, which includes depth, width, and height, must be kept clear at all times. This space is not allowed to be used for storage. So what does that mean to you? It means that the area in front of the electrical panels, disconnects, switchgears, and similar equipment must be open and accessible, and cannot be blocked by boxes, ladders, tools, file cabinets, shelves, or any kind of junk, even temporary. This includes step ladders leaned up against the wall, boxes stored in front of the breaker panel, contractor gear of carts placed in front of the working space, or even furniture in front of the electrical closets. This clearance requirement isn't optional. It's a code violation if ignored, and more importantly, it's a serious safety hazard. So why did the NEC include this rule? Because electrical workers and even emergency responders need fast, unobstructed access to electrical equipment at all times. Think about it. In an emergency like an arc flash, fire, or equipment failure, time matters. If you have to push boxes out of the way, climb over a mop bucket, or hunt for space just to reach a shut-off switch, you are losing precious seconds that could mean the difference between preventing an injury or causing one. And this is not just for emergencies. During routine maintenance or troubleshooting, having obstructions in front of the panels makes the job harder, slows down diagnostics, and increases the risk of accidental contact or trip hazards. Let's paint a picture. You're in a commercial kitchen. There's a wall-mounted panel board behind a prep station. There's a stack of dry goods stored on the cart right in front of it. You ask somebody to move it, and they say, "Don't worry, just move it if you need to." That's not acceptable. According to NEC 110.26b, the space is for electrical access only, not shared storage. That cart needs to be permanently relocated. Another example. A maintenance closet has an electrical panel. The cleaning crew has filled the room with mops, vacuums, and janitorial supplies. If you can't walk in and work on the panel without moving items, you're got a code violation. Let's talk about dimensions again. Remember from NEC 110.26a, the depth of the working space is usually 3 feet or 36 inches in front of the equipment. The width is at least 30 inches or the width of the equipment, whichever is greater. The height is 6 feet, 6.5 feet, or full height of the equipment. All of that space must remain completely clear. If you put anything inside that zone, even a temporary ladder, tool cart, a trash can, you are violating the NEC. The only exception, you can have other electrical equipment in the space if it doesn't interfere with access and if it is related to the installation, like cable trays or conduit above the panel. But storage is always off limits. Here are a few pro tips when applying NEC 110-26B in the real world. Mark the floor. Use floor tape or paint lines to clearly outline clear zone in front of the gear. Post signs. If equipment is in a shared area like a janitor's closet or break room, put up signs that say, "Do not block electrical panel working space required by NEC." Educate others. Often non-electricians don't know this rule. Take a minute to explain why the space has to stay clear. It's about safety, not convenience. Document issues. If you find storage blocking panels on a job site, take a photo and report it to the site supervisor or safety officer. Stay consistent. Always keep your own work areas clear. Lead by example, even if others don't. Let's review what NEC 110.26b Clear Spaces is all about. The working space in front of electrical equipment must be kept clear at all times. Storage of any kind is not allowed in that space. This rule exists to protect workers, technicians, and even emergency responders from delay or injury. Always maintain the required depth, width, and height of the space. And remember, it's not just the code rule, it's life safety rule. Thanks for listening.